I primarily write business through Farmers Insurance. However, I do write business through other companies as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Farmers is not, if it's something they don't cover, Farmers has a pretty liberal policy about you writing policies on other companies if it's something they don't cover.
Correct. That actually usually takes place or comes into play usually with commercial insurance, not so much with homeowners.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What about arms care through the NRA? How does that work, and how does that compare to what you do? And
well, arms care actually is it's a great program. It's something there for people who have, quite frankly, a whole lot of guns. I'm talking several hundred thousands of dollars worth of guns, and it's there. It's a great product. However, it is a little costly from my point of view. If you go on to the NRA's website, if you're a member, even if you're not a member, you can actually see what the member benefits are. And for example, for them, for their protection, it's $1.74 per $100 of gun value. So, for example, if you had $30,000 of guns, that would cost you $522 a year. Okay, so that would cover for theft beyond, of course, your homeowner's policy, a couple of $1,000s. They also have the ability to write excess liability, meaning that, for example, if you're out in the, quite frankly, if you're out at the gun range and one of your bullets goes stray and it hits somebody and injures them and they want to sue you, that would be typically covered under your homeowner's liability insurance. If you're outside in the desert shooting, again, stray bullet injures somebody, whatever. If you're out at an event, at a competition, the bottom line is if you're firing a firearm and you injure someone, typically your homeowner's insurance can cover you, but if you fatally hurt someone or hurt them very badly, they may want to sue you for more than what the liability is on your homeowner's insurance. So, and if you don't have an umbrella policy in place, which is a really good idea to have, then the arms care can actually provide you liability. Again, from my point of view, it's kind of expensive. For $250,000, for example, of liability, it's going to cost you $67 a year. I don't know for sure what other companies charge, State Farm, Allstate, and so on, but I can tell you with Farmers Insurance, we actually can provide, quite frankly, a lot more coverage. If we can provide up to $1 million for $156 a year, it's just, I don't know, it's just we're designed better, I think, in that sense. Also, for the theft recovery, too, I know with Farmers we can provide $30,000 of coverage for a cost of $300. So it's a savings of a couple $100 a year. We're at $1 per $100 of gun value.
So it's pretty reasonably priced compared to some of what else is out there.
Yeah.
What about overlapping coverage? Folks, let me ask you this. We're fairly close to a break. I don't want to walk you into it. I want to let people know, a minute away, how people can get in touch with you. But this is what I want people to be aware of is the most amount of information and to let them make their own choices.
Yep.
Freedom is messy, as I say. But if someone wants to get in touch with you on items about insuring their gun collection or their home or something like that, how do they go about doing that?
Call 881-6700 or visit us online at paludaiinsurance.com, which is Paluda insurance.com.
Or 881-6700, you said?
Yes.
Okay. And you being a shooter, too, you don't judge people on whether they have in other words, if they want to insure a machine gun, you don't care.
No, I don't care. In fact, I'd probably invite myself to go use it. If they'll let me.
If they'll let you, yeah. That's all right. So if you want a non-prejudicial opinion on firearms, or a pro-firearm prejudice, maybe as the case may be, you can give Tom a call at 881-6700 or Paluda PALUDA.com. Paluda Insurance or Paluda?
Paluda Insurance.
PaludaInsurance.com. And you're listening to AM 690 KVOI Tucson, AM 930 KAPR Douglas, and AM 1240. Are American mercenaries fighting the war in Iraq for us? Steve Fainaru joins Charles Heller on Liberty Watch at noon Sunday, January 18th, about Big Boy Rules. At 1 p.m., do we really know what we think we know about the Civil War? Dr. William Harold Crocker joins Charles on America Armed and Free about the politically incorrect guide to the Civil War. Liberty Watch and America Armed and Free. Sundays, noon to 2, right after Swap Shop.
I'm Oliver North, and like you, I'm listening on America Armed and Free with Charles Heller. Civilian disarmament is an essential precedent for every dictator who engages in mass murder.
My insurance man.
My insurance man.
He's the one who's expanding.
My insurance man.
With standards outstanding.
He's the man who delegates the details, the birth date.
His time he reserves for those he seldom serves. My insurance man, the man we rely on. My insurance man, the best of them all, who serves all coverage needs. That's why he succeeds. My insurance man, is that what they call you?
All right, welcome back to America Armed and Free. The last segment, we're with Tom Paluda. Tom is a farmer's insurance agent, and he's very gun friendly. In fact, I think if someone invites you out to talk about their gun collection and insuring it, you'll even give them a box of ammo.
I will, actually. If anybody wants to call me, this is for your listeners only, actually.
Okay.
So if any of your listeners today want to get together and just review their policies, I'm happy to do that. There's no obligation, and you get a free box of ammo of your choice. And, yeah, I'd be happy to do that.
Yeah, but you see, what if a guy shoots 45-120? Aren't you going to be pretty up the creek without the paddle?
Well,
You better say any pistol caliber.
Yeah, you know, I'm open.
Yeah, even if it was 454 Casula, you're going to get hosed. But no, you'll get it back in commission. So
well, you know, with a theme song like
My Insurance Man.
Yeah, that was I'm a professional.
Yeah, there you go. Speaking in professional terms, I was surprised something you said to me off the air, and that is sometimes the best radio does happen off the air, and that is that people, when you've come out, you've seen a lot of really neat collections. Is it your informed opinion, based on being in the insurance business, that we're a pretty well-armed society?
Well, certainly more armed than I initially had expected before I got into this business. However,